Hey, hello everybody, my name is Cool Blue, and I am bringing you guys CasNet Network Presents a player interview, and this is right after the Dota 2 Google Plus Community Cup, and we actually have one of the players, the team captain if I'm not mistaken, from the team that claimed the victory of the team NeoA-Sojcees. Is that correct?
Yeah, hello, I'm Sojcee from NeoA-Sojcee. My real name is actually Stefan. Hello.
Hello, yes. And Smoy, we also have Smoy here about the interview because...
yeah, so glad to have you.
Smoy, would you like to say hello to as well?
Yeah, so I'm Smoif of Smoif TV. I was casting the entire tournament, and I
nobody
hope
cares.
you guys
Nobody
enjoyed
cares.
it.
It's not about you. No, it's about the other person.
But anyway, exactly. This is about the conquering hero. Well, rather the conquering heroes.
Of NeoSpace. Sorry, NeoSpace. NeoA-Sojcees, I'm sorry. So Smoif, I'm going to let you take up the first few questions because you did have some really good questions while I was typing things up.
All right, so my first question to you, I'm very I'm an emotional dude, right? So my question to you is, how did you feel? How did you feel going into this tournament? Like, did you know what level of players you'd be up against, or did you have any idea?
Well, we had absolutely no idea. So, I mean, the thing is, we played a lot of team matchmaking, and teams there are usually fairly bad. So we were hoping to get some better games, and that's pretty much the only thing that we were hoping about.
And my follow-up question to that would naturally be, I mean, you can answer as honestly as you want. I prefer you say yes, but would you say that you found that here?
Well, I definitely think that teams here are better than average teams on team matchmaking. But the thing is, since it was a tournament, we were playing much more serious than we usually would.
I see.
That's also the difference.
All right, one assessment that I made, as well as my co-caster for the games we casted, Blacklight, the one assessment we made was that your team is all about the in-your-face aggressive type style, and pretty much all your games ended in 20 minutes because nobody could adjust. So, would you say that's a good assessment of how you guys played?
Well, yeah, I think it is. I mean, the thing is, if we get early kills, then we try to keep the aggression and then just snowball to the win. If lanes are a bit harder, then we will not be that aggressive because, I mean, we can't really be so aggressive if we don't have a lead in experience and gold. But when we do, we really like to snowball.
Right.
I had a strong feeling that you basically, I don't believe, like, is your style really aggressive, or is it just that you took advantage of what you had, right? Like
yeah. As I said, I mean, when we have advantage, then we go aggressive. But usually our main style is to get our carry farmed, and the others just give him space to farm. So when we play longer games, that's pretty much how we win.
So you're saying 4 protect 1?
Well, it's not really 4 protect 1. It's more like the 4 of us are going around and trying to kill people and create space in that sense, while he is farming everything he can.
So 4 distract for 1.
Well, yeah.
And what kind of hard carries do you like to pick?
Well,
hold on. But before you answer that, you don't have to tell us everything. We just want to know general things, because we don't want teams to like use this as like a way to counter your team. If you do become the next Na'Vi Alliance.
Okay, well, if we were to become something like that, we would need much more serious tactics than what we have now. So no worries about that. I think that the carry we like to play most is Luna, because she's one of the carries that if you give her farm for 30 minutes, she actually is going to go 1 against 5 and kill them all.
Okay. So it actually brings us to a perfect question, because like I've always been wondering this as a caster. I'm supposed to know things, and I don't know a lot of things. I just Google things sometimes. But Luna as a carry versus Gyrocopter as a carry, I've heard it said that Luna's the broke man's Gyrocopter. I still don't think Luna is a great carry, to be honest. And Smoif and I had this argument before, and he said Luna late game farm destroys everybody, and I still don't believe it. So, what would be your way to convince me?
So, the first difference between Luna and Gyrocopter is that Luna can farm much faster. Especially if she goes greedy build, like Midas Dominator, at least one of them. I believe that she can farm much faster because she's using those gaves much better, and at the beginning, if she's being contested, she has much higher base damage with magic. So that's one thing why I think she's better. And the other is, while Flat Canyon is really good for Gyrocopter, when it passes, it's 30 seconds off, and he doesn't have any way to attack more people than one. Whereas Luna can just go in and fight as long as she wants.
So if you had to choose between the two, you would pick Luna, of course, all the way.
Yeah, I would.
I feel as though Luna's Moonglaive is a permanent flat cannon. That's what it's like, basically.
Yeah. In a sense, I feel that as well. So that's why we prefer Luna to Gyrocopter.
Okay. Alright, so the next question I ask is, you guys did Lich first pick, and it still baffles me to this day. Lich first pick, legit, why?
Well, so the thing is, in both semifinals and finals, we decided to first pick the same thing what the other team first picked in the previous game.
Ah, we knew it! We caught wind of that. It was like, hey, this is the same exact lineup as last time. What's going on?
So, I mean, that's pretty much the main reason why we picked Lich, but in general, Lich is actually the favorite hero for our team, because as I said, I usually like to play Lich on offlane. They just told me not to do it, so I didn't.
Okay. Smoy, do you have any questions?
In terms of your support play, do you like to support your carry more, or do you like to have the supports roam and gank more?
Well, it depends how the game goes. So usually, as long as there is, at the beginning, we usually send at least 2 or 3 people down. So we get carry and at least 1 or 2 support. And as long as his farm is being contested, we protect him. But then if he gets much higher levels and items than opponents offlane, or if they just leave the lane, then our supports go roaming. So basically, we protect him as long as we need.
Okay.
So when is a good timing? So let's say you have Luna as your carry. When is a good time to leave the Luna alone?
So it really depends on what's against Luna. So basically, if they leave the lane at any point, then she can stay alone. But if they don't leave a lane, if there is at least one player there, we will only leave Luna if she is so much stronger than the other player that she can just zone him off alone. Unless she can do that alone, we are not going to leave her.
Okay.
And okay. Moving on from how to play Dota 101. This is actually very good information he's passing out. But I just want to ask your overall tournament background for you and your team. How many tournaments have you guys played in, and what other events have you guys got your hands dirty with?
Well, to be completely honest, in this exact lineup, we haven't played a single tournament yet. Before this one. But with a change of 1 or 2 players, we played 2 or 3 tournaments, but we never won any single one. Usually we just, we get some strange pick and then try to do something weird and lose a single game and drop out. So that's why this is the first time we actually won.
Okay, and that brings us perfectly into our next thing of how does it feel to be the winners of the very first Dota 2 Google Plus Community Cup?
Well, it feels really good to win any kind of Dota tournament, but to be completely honest, we just played 3 or 4 games or something like that, so we don't really feel as if we actually won something. It was, I don't know, I mean, it's nice, but we skipped first game and then we started from the quarterfinals, was it? And it just went by too fast.
Just went by too fast, okay. So
there weren't enough teams, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I think there should be more teams, or at least something like group stage or something.
Right.
Because if it's a knockout tournament at the start, it's a bit too fast. So at least that's what I think.
Well, I gotta be honest. Okay. First of all, I gotta preference a little bit because I didn't hear the first half of what you said after I asked the questions because I had to go talk to my parents. But I heard the last half. And I gotta be honest, the first tournament for this whole entire Google Plus Community Cup, as the one of the tournament admins for this, and also one of the tournament creators for this, was just to get our feet wet, to get some concept, to see how it'll be for the next few tournaments, because we are planning on doing a second one. And as far as group stage thing, that is actually a great idea. That requires to do more weeks, which is not that bad, especially considering the fact that this week did go by pretty darn fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might be heeding to some of your suggestions at future tournaments, future events.
Nice.
So I have a question to ask you. Smoy doesn't have a more serious one. What are you gonna do with all those rares and mythicals?
Well, to be completely honest, I'm not sure if any of us apart from Rainer are going to get any. because he just said, "Yeah, I gave you your rares and mythicals, bye," and he went offline. So.
Oh god. Well, wait, yeah. At the end of the day, it's like we just passed it out into the captain and just leave it at that. That's...
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't know, nothing special. I was actually really interested in one of the couriers, if they're the same from the picture.
They are.
Like, so it's the rabbit one.
Oh
I
yes.
really like.
Barnabas Bunny. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
you.
I'm really hoping that I'm actually going to get that one, but we don't care that much about items. The main thing is we now actually have enough rares to apply for other tournaments, so I think that's the most important part for us. We don't really care that much about items.
Wait, and speaking of the devil, you said Rainer. You said you're probably not gonna get items from him. He's asked me when am I ready to trade.
Exactly.
But yeah, so as far as the overall event goes, moving on from events to playing matches, like the general mindset of pubs, like what is one thing that you see in pub play that you just don't see in tournament play that you would like to see happen more in pub play? So one tournament thing that should happen in pub play.
Well, I think that in pub, people are just too passive. They're just not using opportunities and just staying idly by. So, like for example, something that happens in pubs is you get Lycan, send him to woods, and he free farms for 10 minutes, whereas that would never happen in a proper professional game. And like that's only one of the examples of how people just ignore stuff and do nothing, and that's the main difference. They just leave people do whatever they want, and that's not what you want to do.
Okay, all right, and I'm gonna ask you this as well. So, this is advice for Smoy. So Smoy, make sure you keep your ears open. Do you have any experience playing Invoker or Pudge?
We in team games. So we played some Invoker. We actually tried both Invoker mid and solo safe lane Invoker. But I mean, he's really nice, but he needs space. So that's what I was talking about pubs. If they give him enough space in the first 10 minutes, then he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. But if they gank him in the beginning a couple of times, then he falls behind and it's really hard for him to come back. So usually we don't really like to go for that hero in the first game, because if we actually have good opponents who know what they're doing, they are going to gank him really fast, and then he's screwed.
Well, okay, I was kind of hoping you said Pudge, because I was going to ask you, how would you suggest being a better Pudge? And I can't give some more advice, and it made me sad to watch the 1v1s. So, do you remember the 1v1s from yesterday?
Well, I mean...
Yeah, but I mean, getting wrecked 1v1 Pudge is not exactly like a complete game, right?
The thing is, in Pudge is really strange hero, in the sense that in proper games, it's really hard to actually hook someone and make something of it.
Thank you! Somebody admits it. Okay, right.
So, I mean, that's pretty much the main reason why we are not playing it, and most people don't, because it's just too hard. People are actually looking what they're doing. There are constantly wards on the map, and it's really, really hard for him to do it. Because as soon as Pudge is missing, you know that he is trying to hook you, and you're taking care of it.
Okay, alright, and the last set of questions I'll ask will be a this or that type thing. Smoy, take notes, because you're going to have to ask 3 this or that, and I'm going to ask 3 this or that, alright? So Smoy, take notes on how the format is. Alright, so I'm going to throw out the topic, and I'm going to throw out 2 heroes. That's going to be 3 different topics, 6 different heroes total, okay?
Okay.
Okay, hardest carry. Faceless Void, Anti-Mage.
Phantom Laser.
Second question.
Well, which one you pick?
Anti-Mage or Void? Well, I would go for... I'd say Anti-Mage in general, but against each other, Void.
Okay. Alright, next one. Strongest early game support, Crystal Maiden or Visage? Actually, that's not a fair question. The answer is Crystal Maiden. But... anyway,
and the answer is Visage.
What? Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, I want to hear your take. Crystal Maiden or Visage, and defend your stance.
In the very early stage, well, again, it depends on how you lane them. Because
of course.
If you're going try against try, then definitely Visage. But if you have more passive game where Crystal Maiden can actually go to woods and have fast aura for the team, then Crystal Maiden. So it depends whether your tri lanes clash, or whether you can just have roaming supports who go to woods.
Okay. Alright, and who's more deadly early game? Not Crystal Maiden, Enchantress or Chen?
I Early game, well, I would definitely go for Enchantress because she can get 2 creeps way before level 5,
Huh.
and then on level 6 she is when ganking she is much stronger. I mean, heal is good and it's helping a lot, but Enchantress is still more deadly. I'm not saying more useful, but more deadly for sure.
Okay. All right, Smoy, you're 3.
Trolliest hero to pick in a game, Meepo or Ricky?
What or Ricky? Joel or Ricky?
Meepo or Ricky?
I'd go for Meepo.
Best mid to pair with Lifestealer, Puck or Storm Spirit?
What do you mean beat Lifestealer? Against him
No,
or?
to pair with him.
Best night spawn.
I prefer Storm actually.
Oh, really?
Okay, why?
Why? Yeah, why?
Well, because Storm can always move. So sometimes it just happens that you want to instantly move, and Puck's dagger can be on cooldown, whereas Storm can jump whenever he wants, and Puck can also miss a bit or something like that, whereas Storm can then just jump again. So you can pretty much never miss an Ix bomb and stuff.
Ah, I actually never considered that.
It's much hard. The thing is, it's much harder to get items on Storm and to get Storm usable. So that's where Puck is better. He is much more sustainable in the early game. Storm is really easy to kill before level 6. But once you do get items and once you actually want to use an Ix bomb, Storm is more useful. That's at least what I think.
Good assessment. All right, Smoy, last question.
Okay.
Okay. Best aggressive tri-lane, Alchemist Visage Lifestealer or Crystal Maiden Visage Lifestealer?
I don't like either one of those tri-lanes, I'm sorry.
Well, if I had to choose between them, I would probably go for Alchemist,
Okay.
but I'm not sure. Both look fine.
Okay. And that ends this or that question. So my question to you is, do you have any questions that you would like to ask either Smoy or I? Anything in general?
Yeah, well, I'd like to ask you actually, what do you think about our pick in the second game of semifinals when we got Lycan as the safe lane farmer
Oh my gosh, that game.
and Solo Dead Profit on offlane?
See, okay. What I thought about the picks. When I saw the picks, I was like, okay, these guys are going for some heavy push. Like, Lycan's going to get a Necro book, and he's going to howl and just say, screw you guys, do whatever you want, I'm going to push these towers like a Nature Prophet would. So I saw a lot of push coming out of that. I didn't expect the safe lane. I didn't expect. You said offlane. It was offlane Death Prophet, right?
Yeah, it was offlane Death Profit.
I didn't expect that. I was surprised she actually killed Weaver 2 times. I was like, what the hell? But the Lycan, because I've seen it before in pubs. It's annoying as hell because like Lycan goes to the jungle for like 2 minutes and then he goes to the lane for like 2 minutes, goes back to the jungle. The pub mentality. Nobody bothers him. And then he shows up out of jungle with a Necro 3 and just pushes everything, and you can't stop him because if you try to stop him,
exactly.
he'll just run away.
Yeah, that was the main idea. And then if you actually commit to stop him, Death Profit is going to push everything else.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that was the main idea behind it, but it finished too fast to actually implement any of that.
Yeah, it actually made me a little bit sad though, because I wanted to see Lycan get that Necro. Because I always love it when Lycan gets a Necro and then he pops his ult and everything's moving at max move speed. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was. The
did you plan to go double Necro book, so have Necro on Crow and Necro on Lycan and just split push? Like, do you have Prophet? Did you have Prophet that game?
Yeah.
Prophet.
Death Profit.
Oh no, Nature's Prophet.
Oh no.
No.
Because if you did, gross game is gross.
Well, like,
Although I don't know how your lanes would work, but
the thing is, you don't really need all 5 heroes to push, because the main idea of the heroes behind Lycan is to actually give him space to push. So the other heroes don't really need to do any kind of pushing unless they actually commit to stopping Lycan. But if they do, Death Profit is enough on his own to actually push everything else. So that was the mindset behind it.
Ah, okay.
What heroes were you playing against? I didn't see the match.
I don't remember. It
remember.
happened too fast.
Exactly.
Because if they didn't have good anti-push, they probably just lost like easy. Like, did you take all their towers in like 10 minutes?
I think they didn't take any of our towers, and we pretty much took all Tier 1 and 2 towers, and then they GG'd.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Well-
like pretty much all the games you guys were in that I saw, which is in the semifinals, in the finals, it was like, oh, this game happened fast. That's all I really saw.
It was the same before.
And you guys-
don't
I
think-
felt as though you had better play skill than the people you're playing against, and so you got way more advantage than you maybe should have.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. I mean, like, in the last game, we had Visage Ricky against the tri-lane, and I don't think that Visage Ricky is supposed to win that lane.
Beat a tri-lane? Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think there should have been a tri-lane on their side, but this is like, we're getting to the details of the game. Because, like, I think Visage needed levels. Not Visage,
Well-
Abaddon needed levels, my fault. He needed levels so he can actually do something with Afterpilot Shield, because Ricky just blink strikes and it's gone. At level
Yeah,
1.
well, I mean, to be honest, we were actually expecting only Viver and Abaddon to go offlane, because that's actually something that usually happens when people pick Viver and Abaddon.
Mhm.
So we were expecting dual lanes from them,
Mhm.
and then we were thinking, okay, as long as we keep the creep wave near the tower, Ricky can farm, and we are going to win 2 against 2 on top. But when they lane like that, it was weird. But I think it was. I mean, they just got levels too slow, and then at one point, Ricky and Visage were actually able to fight.
Right, I mean, and it's also another thing, there was a Vengeful Spirit, it was a Vengeful Spirit, Abaddon, and a Weaver.
Weaver?
Yeah. Like, I mean, Vengeful Spirit, she doesn't need a lot of levels, but her magic missile does like 100 damage at level 1, and she was level 1 for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, it was, I mean, everybody needs levels, and you don't want to put that kind of trial in. I don't know what kind of trial in you want to put against a Ricky and,
Visage.
yeah, Ricky Visage. Like, what kind of trial in beats that?
Well, like you want some kind of tri-lane that can actually engage and kill Ricky. So you want something that can burst him, and they just couldn't do it. So like, I mean, they can stun him with Venge, and then he just blinks away to Visage, and that's it.
Right.
They couldn't kill him before he can blink. They needed something to actually kill him while he was disabled. And without that, he was just able to go back, heal, and then come back to farm.
Was Mirana banned? I don't remember, because Mirana would have worked.
Mirana was never
Something like
picked.
Bane
Considered.
Mirana X?
No,
No.
Mirana or Bane never picked or banned in the finals.
Yeah. So you could just sleep and then arrow and then Bob's your
Yeah.
uncle. Like,
Something like that would definitely. I mean, but if they did something like that, then we would
force
rotate.
the tri-lane versus try, right?
Yeah, and then we try against try with Lich. It's well, the thing is, if you have Lich on try against try, you just win over time, so you don't need to be aggressive. And then if they try to be aggressive, you just force them to dive, and then you kill them. So
Yeah.
that's what we've done. Like, just hug the tower and wait for the Lich advantage to show itself.
Because you keep denying one creep over time, so because they're getting so little experience as a tri-lane, they gain even less than you, and then you out-level them.
Yeah, exactly. And then you also pull the lane back, so it's easier for your carry to last hit. And then just over time, you just win, unless they make some really nice kills.
Yeah, so how do you... So, yeah, the way to beat that is actually to what? Get your mid to gank properly, or... Like, to gank that lane?
Wait, hold on, guys, this is supposed to be an interview. I mean, yes, he's asking interview questions, but Small, if you're asking for tips, this is an interview, not tips.
Okay.
Anyway, it's not...
He's like, okay, he's like, Small, got his
This
notepad out.
is
typing
for
things up.
casting, dude. Like, think about it. When I'm seeing stuff like this, I want to say, like, how am I supposed to deal with this?
It
You see what I'm saying?
is, but this video is
Yeah.
about the interview, and
Oh yeah, true. Sorry.
Sojcee, so how do you pronounce your name again?
Stefan?
No, I mean, like your game name.
Well, Sojcee.
Okay, alright.
It's
Stefan, right.
yeah, any of those work.
But right, okay, Stefan, like, just really quickly, what area are you representing as far as regional area, and would you like to give any final shout-outs?
Well, we are all from Serbia,
Ooh,
so we
Nice.
yeah, so that's pretty much the region we represent.
And any shout-outs you'd like to give out, like any websites, and people like say, I love you, will you marry me, or hey, I'm gonna be this guy one day,
Not really.
hi mom, nothing?
Nope. Well, I mean, to be completely honest, I think that the only people who are listening to me that I actually have any chance of knowing any time are my teammates, and yeah, hi teammates.
There you go. We got something positive. There you go. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and cut the video there. Smoy, you have a lot of questions to ask our friend Stefan, who's representing NeoA-Sojcee, who, like I said before at the very top of this video, they did just claim the Dota 2 Google Plus Community Cup, the very first victory. They're gonna get their rares, they're gonna get their curves, they're gonna get their mythicals, they get the bragging rights until we get the next one going, and hopefully they'll be joining us for the next one. So we hope you guys enjoyed it. Smoy, would you like to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, thanks guys for listening, and here's to many more fun Google Plus Cups.
Yes, and Stefan, I already gave you final words, but would you like to say goodbye as well?
Okay, yeah, goodbye.
And we'll see you guys whenever.